Stop what you're doing. This could be the biggest AI leak of our decade. Imagine the confidential brainpower behind Google Bard, Meta's latest AI, and Elon Musk's xAI, all suddenly exposed because of one jaw-dropping mistake. Billions of dollars, secret data, in the future of the AI industry are now in chaos. Was this an inside job? Are your AI chats at risk? Is this the beginning of a new AI arms race? Or the end of trust in Silicon Valley? Before we get into this wild story, hit subscribe and ring that bell. This channel brings you the world's breaking AI news first, every single day. You want to know about scandals like this before anyone else. 1. The $14 billion bet. What is Scale AI and why is everyone obsessed? First, let's set the stage. You may have heard the name Scale AI, but unless you're deep in the tech trenches, you might not realize just how powerful this company has become behind the scenes. Scale AI was founded in 2016 with one mission: to become the ultimate data annotation and training engine for the entire artificial intelligence industry. They specialize in labeling, sorting, and fine-tuning massive data sets. The very foundation that lets AIs like ChatGPT, Google Bard, Meta Llama, and xAI understand language, answer questions, and even generate images or code. Earlier this year, Zuckerberg's Meta quietly invested $14 billion into Scale AI. That's right, $14 billion. Why? Because whoever controls the best data wins the AI war. Meta wants to leapfrog Google, OpenAI, and anyone else chasing the God mode of artificial intelligence. But it's not just Meta. Scale AI is also the secret sauce behind projects at Google, at Musk's xAI, at Amazon, and a dozen other global players. Their clients include the biggest names in tech, and their systems touch millions, possibly billions, of pieces of data every single day. Imagine a company with the keys to all the world's most valuable data, training models for the very AI systems that are remaking our planet. That's the kind of power and responsibility we're talking about. And today, all of that is on the line because of a single catastrophic leak. 2. The leak. What happened and what was exposed? So what happened? Let's break down the timeline of the leak. Just hours ago, tech insiders and journalists discovered that thousands of internal documents from Scale AI were accidentally published on Google Docs with public access. Anyone with a link, even without special permission, could see files never meant to leave Scale's ultra-secure walls. And this isn't just boring office paperwork. We're talking about raw, annotated data sets, the backbone for training language models like Google Bard, Meta's Llama, and Musk's xAI. System prompts and training recipes, detailing exactly how these AIs are coached, refined, and made smarter. Emails and messages, top secret exchanges between engineers and executives, discussing everything from future product launches to debates about bias, censorship, and privacy. But it gets even scarier. Some files reportedly contained sensitive metadata and traces of original user queries or personal information. If that's confirmed, this could be one of the largest privacy scandals in tech history. There's evidence that files included not just English language data, but sensitive international corpora, hinting that the leak could have global diplomatic consequences. And as soon as this hit social media, chaos exploded. Hackers, competitors, and data brokers rushed to download as much as they could before access was shut down. Business Insider and Times of India broke the story within minutes. But by then, the genie was already out of the bottle. This isn't just a leak. It's a digital earthquake. The stuff that gets entire boardrooms fired and governments on red alert. Billions in R&D, years of trade secrets, all compromised in a matter of minutes. 3. How did this happen? Human error, sabotage, or something deeper? Everyone's asking, how could a company entrusted with the world's most sensitive data make a mistake this huge? Was this really just a dumb accident, or something much more sinister? Here's what's been pieced together so far. Early reports suggest an internal Scale AI engineer was working late at night, prepping a batch of documents for review. Instead of setting sharing to private, they selected public, possibly thinking they were only sharing internally or just moving too fast under pressure. But others in the cybersecurity world aren't buying the oops story. They point out that it's almost impossible for this volume of documents to be shared publicly without multiple warnings and checks. Some metadata points to odd access patterns, suggesting the possibility of a rogue insider, maybe a disgruntled employee, or even a competitor's plant. And then there's the bigger picture. The global stakes are so high that even state-sponsored actors would love to get their hands on these files. So was it human error, sabotage, or a sophisticated outside attack? We might not know for weeks as investigators dig through digital footprints and access logs, but one thing is certain. This single slip-up could set back years of progress for Meta, Google, and xAI, while propelling rivals into the lead. And here's a chilling thought. If this can happen to the best-funded, most secure AI company in Silicon Valley, what about everyone else? 4. The fallout. How are Meta, Google, and Musk responding? Within hours, all hell broke loose inside the world's biggest tech companies. Meta's legal and PR teams went into overdrive, scrambling to assess what was stolen and what needs to be reported to regulators. Google locked down every third-party access point, temporarily halting some projects to prevent further exposure. Elon Musk's xAI division was reportedly blindsided, with Musk himself firing off angry emails about trusting outside data handlers. Behind the scenes, it's a war room scenario. Engineers are combing through every system, hunting for signs of secondary hacks or data tampering. Boardrooms are demanding accountability. Who approved this? Who missed the warnings? Who's responsible? And at the same time, there's a mad rush to update customers, partners, and crucially, regulators. Remember, these aren't just business blunders. If personal data from Europe or the US was exposed, governments could hit these companies with fines in the billions. And with elections looming in many countries, AI privacy and data safety just became a political lightning rod. There's also real, immediate fallout. Rumors are flying that upcoming versions of Bard, Meta and xAI may be delayed as teams scramble to clean house and rebuild trust. Investors are rattled. Stock prices are already feeling the heat, and competitors are circling like sharks. This is no longer just a tech story, it's a global headline. And the world is watching to see if the AI titans can survive the biggest data breach of their careers. 5. What does this mean for the future of AI? So how does this massive leak change the world of AI? And what does it mean for you, whether you're a developer, business owner, or just someone who loves tech? For AI developers, open source developers may find themselves with a treasure trove of new information, giving rise to more powerful but potentially riskier models built outside the big corporations. Expect a huge crackdown on data security, new standards, more audits, and probably much less willingness to share data between companies. Smaller startups could leap ahead as the giants pause to regroup, but legal risks are now higher than ever. For big tech, Meta, Google, and Musk's xAI, I now have to worry about both copycats and lawsuits. The race to build the best AI just got way messier. Future collaborations will come under intense scrutiny. Will big companies now build everything in-house to avoid leaks? Will they push for even more secrecy? Regulation is almost certain to accelerate. Already, politicians in the EU, US, and Asia are demanding investigations, public hearings, and new rules. For everyday users, the privacy debate is front and center again. Was your data in those training sets? Could your chats or images have been part of the leak? Watch for delays or sudden changes in your favorite AI apps. Features might be rolled back, or new privacy warnings might appear. Expect more public debate about the future of AI. Should it be open and accessible or locked down for security? For the entire industry, this is the moment when trust in AI takes a hit. Just as millions of businesses and families were embracing AI for work, school, and entertainment, suddenly the risks are impossible to ignore. In the long term, this could force a more transparent, responsible, and resilient AI ecosystem. But in the short term, turmoil, uncertainty, and fierce competition. Drop a comment below. How do you think this will reshape the AI world? Will it make companies finally get serious about security? Or is this just the beginning of bigger and scarier AI scandals? AI's ticking time bomb. Where do we go from here? Here's the truth. This wasn't just a leak, it was a warning shot heard around the world. With $14 billion on the line and the brightest minds in tech suddenly scrambling to contain the damage, the future of AI just became more unpredictable and more fascinating than ever. Are we entering a new era of AI arms races, secret keeping, and black market clones? Or is this the wake-up call that finally forces big tech to act with real responsibility? One thing's for sure, this story isn't going away. In the next days, weeks, and months, there will be fallout, there will be investigations, and there will be copycats. But you won't miss a single twist, because you're part of this channel, the fastest, most trusted source for breaking AI news on YouTube. So before you go, smash that subscribe button, tap the bell, and join our community in the comments. I'll be responding to your best takes and hot questions all week. Stay curious, stay sharp, and as always, stay ahead of the AI curve. See you in the next update, where the future happens first.